towed the line, ticking every box along the way. Let's tack in the direction of general ignorance. What are those little bumps you can see on your tongue called?
Herpes.
OK, so there's the tomatoes in the tomato dispenser. This is the guy who actually wore it during the marathon.
That guy's never run a marathon. That's
And then it comes round, and then you eat the tomato.
What a good idea.
Yeah. The interesting thing about myrrh, and you're going to appreciate this, Aisling, so myrrh does have significant pain-killing and anti-inflammatory properties. It can be used as a natural toothpaste, it can be used as a gargle, and some women swear it's a tremendous treatment for thrush.
Oh, thank you, Sandi, for publicly on television saying I might like this fact. Note to self, do not have what you think is a private chat with Sandi before...
I convey a lot of messaging through percussion, and well, it's a quick example would be that would go on for 12 or 18 minutes sometimes, and that means I want this train carriage to myself. It worked.
Anybody ever seen a great big flash of lightning? Anybody ever seen?
I was knocked flat by lightning once.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
What happened?
I was knocked flat by lightning.
What more did you want from the story?
Yeah.
Tell us something interesting, Daddy.
No, I was watching a cricket match, and I was only about 10 or something, and just suddenly I remember this massive clap of lightning hit the cricket pitch. Quite a lot of the players were knocked over, but I was flat by it.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt really terrible the rest of the day.
It could have been worse. You could have been forced to watch the whole cricket match.
I could have, yeah. Could have been.
Do you know...
Probably.
When you have got frankincense,
Yeah.
what is the vessel in which you put the frankincense when you're doing that with it? What is that called?
I don't know that. What is it called?
A thurible.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes,
And the person who does that is called a thurifer. And the little boy who walks along
Or a
beside
girl, thank
holding
you very
the boat...
much. One of the old altar girls here, thank you. Always working in a male-dominated environment, even since a young age. Altar girl. Yeah, sorry, the thurible.
Yes, the thurible.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, fine.
The
Oh, sorry.
thurible.
The thurible.
That's it. The thurible is the instrument, the person is the thurifer.
Yes, I've just never known you be so concise, so I enjoyed it.
Chris, this will excite you.
OK, I'm ready to be excited. Go.
Because later, when we say goodnight, we'll shake hands, and when you're shaking my hand, you'll be shaking the hand that shook the hand that held the paw of Winnie the Pooh.
That's a tenuous connection there.
We've all got different nicknames for it.
I got punched by Miss Piggy once.
Celebrity bust-up story.
I was interviewing the Muppets. They just released Treasure Island, the movie, and Frank Oz was there. Anyway, Miss Piggy found out I was Danish, and she didn't like what we did to Bacon.
Is that the opposite to, like... Because in humans, I thought we all started female and half of us became male.
It is true that we all start female and then half make a mistake and take a wrong turn.
Does Jiminy Cricket appear in the stories?
Well, in the real story, darling, Pinocchio gets annoyed with Jiminy Cricket for being too pious and kills him with a hammer.
Oh,
Can you
that's so
imagine?
awful.
Let your conscience be your guide now, bitch!
Well, in the 1920s, there were dolls for grown-ups, and it caused an absolute moral panic.
Oh, you can still get those.
Are you saying a pendulum takes longer to come back one way?
No, I'm saying it. I feel in my head.
Yes.
That a clock makes a tick and a tock sound. It
Yes.
doesn't make the same sound twice. It makes one sound one way, a different sound the other.
On the journey, it kind of changes and it comes back to a different person, yeah.
Does anyone else feel that way? No one. Shit.
What if you were eating Tic Tacs?
Yeah.
While you said it?
Yeah.
Would that change it?
The truth is, most clocks go tick-tick, but we want to hear it as tick-tock, and we do this in changing vowels all the time. So we have flip-flop, ping-pong, mishmash, tip-top. It's something that we do.
Oh, right, but what about bring-bring?
What is bring-bring?
Bring-bring!
Oh! I thought it was like
bring-bring, no one's saying bring-brong. Like, it's... Here's your bring-bring!
I thought bring-bring was something you said to the butler. Hey.
Now I'm thinking of dick pic.
Welcome to my world.
On the phone. On the phone. Would you like me to send you a dick pic? Pick a dick for a dick pic.
When you see the film of something or when you read an audiobook, do you count that as reading?
Yeah.
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 Let's take a vote. Who counts listening to an audiobook as reading? Put your hands up if you think it's reading, and put your hands up if you think it's not.
Oh,
Oh.
Do I get to find out?
What about when you go on holiday? OK,
Oh,
about when you go on
God.
holiday,
Yeah.
what seems to happen... If you're on holiday for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
There
what
you are.
seems to happen in the second week?
Everyone's hair gets slightly longer.
The second week, you sort of drop the offensive accent. And you've finished with the waiter already. You're done with the waiter.
Done with the waiter.
Yeah.
How do you get your food? How do you...
Well, no, he's not bringing you food.
I remember as a child, I was not interested in dolls at all, and I got given something called Girl's World, and it was a head of a doll, and you pressed a button and her hair grew, and or you could put makeup on her, and I doused it in lighter fluid and set fire to it in the garden.
One of our daughters started with a dispute about what she was going to wear when she went out, and Jane, my wife, said, look, you need to change the T-shirt because it's filthy. It's got baked beans on it, and we're going out, so we want you to change it. And it got worse and worse to the point where she just blew up and just screamed at Jane. Anyway, you think you're the fancy lady of all London town?
No, the Echidna has... Now, I know you're going to get annoyed when I say this because it's got 4 penises.
Not another one.
It's got 1 penis.
Yeah.
And with 4 ends on.
Yeah.
So, you know, take your pick. And...
That eco sport.
Yes. You're thinking of cock gear. That's what you're...
One of the most cutting things my kid ever said to me when my youngest was very young, he was 3 or 4 years old, and he's always had this thing about wanting to be older and wanting to be a grown-up, and he was just really frustrated one day, and he just goes, I wish I was a grown-up. And I said to him, well, you know, when you're a grown-up, you'll have to go to work. And he just paused, a perfect sitcom beat, and then went, I wish I was a comedian.
So there is a marvellous thing in the British Museum called the Frank's Casket. That's it there. And it has 2 stories on it. It has a sort of pagan story, which is the one on the left, and then the one on the right is the 3 wise men. And if you look at the last wise men in the panel...
He's a duck.